God is bigger than that, part 3. God is bigger than that, part 3. Devil has some weapons that he tried to alert us with. But he fights us with these weapons every time. Fear, insecurity, doubt, and discouragement. These are the weapons that devil can use. Some of the weapons, right, the major ones that he can use to fight us, to make us to give up. And then devil also has some weapons he can use to fight the war, the whole world, or to fight country from country to country, or to fight a kingdom. These weapons are politics, commerce, not commercial, politics, commerce, and religion. These are the 3 weapons he can use to fight the nation. So any small thing, they will turn into politics. Any small thing, they will turn into commerce. And then religion. Can you imagine if in the United States here, or any part of the world, if the 3 terrorist groups will find their headquarters in a country? Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or ISO, they call them, and Boko Haram. If they should have their headquarters in one country, that country is in trouble. But if you want to activate what they call the henchmen, if they all gather together in a country. So, devil has this weapon he can use to destabilize a government, politics, commerce, and religion. But God is bigger than them all. Tell somebody, God is bigger than that.
God is bigger than that.
God is bigger than any weapon devil they want to use against us. Someone said, even if those on whom we most rely desert, neglect us, God never will. With all the weapons devil can use against us, even if we have no support, but God will not desert us. If we just link ourselves to His power, He will never forsake us, He will never leave us. Our challenges can become the means to experience God's presence. So these weapons, devil will want to use them and form a challenge, a trouble for us. And then God can use that challenge to explain or to demonstrate His presence in our situation. Nothing in this world is stable or safe. So with all that, nothing is safe here. Nothing is safe here. Everything is seasonal. Even the devil is using any of this weapon against us, it's seasonal. At a point in time, light will shine. We can find no lasting shelter apart from the Lord. Someone said, we can find no lasting rest or shelter. The only place that our shelter or our place of security can be certain is in the Lord. Amen. And because God is greater than that, He's the only one who can secure us, who can protect us. God is our refuge and strength, a present help in trouble. Nothing is too difficult for God. Nothing is too difficult for Him. And no dreams are too big for Him not even your dream. No dream is too big for God that He cannot bring to pass. Even when there are obstacles on all our ways, even when there are challenges, God will still bring those dreams to pass. We're going to see an example of the life of David this afternoon in this part 3 of God is bigger than that. And you see how much David struggled and fight and run around, even with his willingness to do the will of God. Yes, he finds so much trouble, but at the end of the day, God brought him out shining and successful. So you can start to dream now accordingly. That Lord will bring to pass all His plans for your life in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
All the destiny God has designed for you and your family, that Lord will bring to pass in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
So based on God's promises, you will fulfill your destiny. You will fulfill your purpose in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
God is bigger than that. See, trusting God in crisis and in comfort. If we can trust God even in time of crisis and in time of comfort, this is the best thing that we can always have, or the kind of attitude we can have towards anything that we face in life. In time of crisis, you trust God. In time of comfort, when everything is beautiful, you trust God. Because it's the only one who can explain the issue of life to us. As if you read carefully, Deuteronomy 31 verse 6 says, "Be strong and of good courage. Do not fear nor be afraid of them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you." So Israel was being encouraged there. Because when we say God is bigger than that, when we say we face challenges and trouble, why do we say God is bigger than that? Why do we say that God is able? Why do we say that we can trust Him? Why do we say that we can have our hope in Him? The first thing is that God is with us. He's always with us. We cannot see this unseen guest in every family of God. It's unseen guest. We may not see Him, but He's with us. When He's every weight, He has a strength to carry us. When the trouble is so heavy that we cannot carry, God has His strength to carry us. It's our strength. And when it's so dark, in the dark days of our destiny, in the dark days of our life, that God is the light. And the Bible says the light shines in darkness, and the darkness cannot comprehend that light. Psalm 92 verse 5 says, "Oh Lord, how great are your works, your thoughts are very deep." The thought of God for us is so deep. It's so deep, it's always with us. That's why we say it's greater than that. It's greater than trouble, it's greater than difficulties, it's greater than even the pleasure we may have in life. That Lord is greater than that. It's all in all. Say, "I created darkness, I created light." Psalm 71 verse 15 says, Psalm 71 verse 15, "My mouth shall tell of your righteousness and your salvation all the day, for I do not know their limits." We do not know the limits at which God can go. Nobody knows. When God is intervening in a spirit in our life, we do not know how far God can go. God can surprise, God can break through protocol. Nobody knows the limit. God has no limit. He's unlimited God. And that's why we have to trust Him, because His power nobody can measure. Job 5:9 says, who does great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number? Great things He can do. Sometimes somebody can be in a situation where you think that if you tell your friend or tell somebody can say, "No, this situation I've not had before." And so somebody can say, "Oh, I've had this before," but people never come out of this, untouched. And then God will just laugh on His throne, because He does unsearchable things. He does things that woman's mind cannot, fathom. It's God. That's why we trust Him, who does great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number. Romans 11:33 says, "Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God, how unsearchable are His judgments and His ways past finding out." So, I don't know what you are thinking right now. I don't know the page or the chapter you are writing now on your destiny. But one thing that I know is that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So whatever you are passing through now in your life memoir, or what you are jotting down right now, whatever is the situation, God is greater than that. Either it's a pleasure, you are rejoicing, either it's a challenge and you think you are in the dark days of your destiny, or the weight, the load you are carrying is so heavy you cannot bear it. I can tell you there is a balance here, there is someone, there is a power that is unsearchable power. No one can limit that power. And that power is the power of God. You can see it too. This is one of the other reasons why we say God is greater than that. The second reason is that God is always in control. God is always in control. He's in control of anything. Sometimes we get depressed, sometimes we get tired, sometimes we just feel that we want to give up. We just feel that we don't just know. We can get to a place where everyone is confused. What can I do? What step am I going to take? What decision? What do you want me to do now? So, what I can tell you is that God is greater than that. And the reason why I said that, the second reason is God is in control. God is with us. He's always with His children first. Second, God is in control. He's in control of any situation. Amen.
Amen.
Now, you may be saying because it's on the altar, that's why I say this preaching. But normally, God is in control. Satan is not in control. No one is in control of your life. The one you give yourself to, the one will be the master of your life. So if you give yourself to God, He will control every situation. Even when you don't see Him controlling it, the unseen hand We continue to move things around for you. In the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
So don't doubt. God is in control. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. All things. He's in control of all things. Psalm 33:11 says, the counsel of the Lord stands forever. The plans of His heart to all generations. The counsel of God for your life stands forever. Amen.
Amen.
I'm encouraging you, my brother, my sister. The counsel of God for your life stands forever, not the counsel of the enemies. The plans of God for your life stands forever, not that the plans of the enemies. Because God is greater than that. His plans for you, the destiny He has designed for you, the Lord will bring everything and unfold everything. He will fulfill all this in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
I will not despair. God is always good. His promises are sure. He keeps promising. That's number 3. God is always good. Even when we were sinners, the Bible says Christ died for us. Even when we are doing our own things, God is always good. He's always good. He will never forsake His own. Even in the means of sin, when you are in the means of sin, when you are totally deep rooted in sin, God will still be very on you, still be inviting you. See me telling you, my son, that is not good for you. Come close to me, because God is good. God is good all the time. It's good in the morning, it's good in the night, it's good in the day. God, tell somebody, God is good.
God is good.
My brother, that is the assurance. It's a blessed assurance. The Lord is good, it's nice. The Lord is gracious, slow to anger. The Lord is so gracious. The Lord is so marvelous. Psalm 40 verse 5. Psalm 40 verse 5. Many, O Lord my God, are your wonderful works which you have done, and your thoughts toward us cannot be recounted to you in order. If I will declare and speak of them, they are more than can be numbered. The thought of God, the goodness of God, if we continue to recount, look at the memory lane, go back into the future and look at your life. Look at your life, look at the way God rescued you. And so I tell you, my brother, when devil is telling you or reminding you, devil will never remind you of those good things God has done in your life. He will always remind you of those mistakes you have made. And when the devil is reminding you of your mistakes, tell him of your future. Remind him that your future is brighter. That the latter end is greater than the former. When the devil is telling you or reminding you of the past, you can also tell him of his future. That his future is doomed. And you never go down with him. Tell the devil, I will not go down with you because your future is so terrible. But my future is bright. Psalm 27 verse 13 says, I will have lost heart unless I have believed that I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I will see His goodness in the mighty name of Jesus.
Amen.
In this land of the living, you will see the goodness of the Lord.
Amen.
Number 4, God is faithful. That's the fourth one. God is faithful. Sometimes God will bring you out of a situation or give you strength to remain there. He's faithful. You know, some things I can't understand because I'm human. Sometimes God will bring some people out of a trouble. Sometimes God will allow them to stay in that trouble, but give them strength to carry that trouble through. He does whatever He likes. So I don't know which one you are passing through right now. Maybe God is just bringing you out of the trouble, or God is allowing you to stay in that trouble, preparing you for a brighter tomorrow. Psalm 25 verse 1, Isaiah 25 verse 1. Oh Lord, you are my God. I will exalt you. I will praise your name, for you have done wonderful things. Your counsel of all are faithfulness and truth. God is faithful. God is true. God is trustworthy. His faithfulness can reach above the sky. God is always victorious. He's always victorious. God has never lost in any battle.
That's right.
God has never lost in any battle. God is victorious. Amen. He's victorious. There is no battle that God can lose. And God will never refer any case to someone else and say, I can't do this. Go to this person who will help you. He is the Lord. Everything stop there. If God says, I'm not going to do it, no one else can do it. He's the Lord. If somebody says, I can't do it, we then see hope that God can do it. Amen. He's the Lord. I've heard that before. If you read Psalm 139 verse 17 to 18, says, "How precious also are the thoughts unto me, O God. How great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they are more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with you." I want us to go straight and look at the life of David. Because of time, I wish I have all the time for myself today to explain this. Because I'm loaded with this one. Look at David. David was ordained as king of Israel. He was anointed. He was the last son of the children of Jesse. I think Jesse had 8 children. 8 sons, rather, sons. I think he has 8 sons, and David was the last one. So he was anointed by Samuel to be the king. Do you know that after he was anointed to be the king, the problem started in his life? When he was anointed, right there, he was given a new heart. He has a new heart. The Bible says David is a man after God's own heart, right? His thinking is different. We're going to see this story. The thinking of David, his life was his mind was totally renewed. And then he was given power. After you receive power, the Holy Ghost followed you. As soon as the anointing of God was falling on him, he got the power. Remember the 3 things. He was anointed by Samuel. He has a new heart. He got the power. The 3rd thing that came along with it was struggle. There's somebody struggle. We know many Christians don't want to hear that. We don't want struggle. We want everything to go smooth. I want to ask you, who is your senior brother, or who are you resemble your father or your mother? Or ask them. They pass through struggle. There's no one you say you take after that one. David, after was anointed, was given power. He got the power. You remember how he defeated Goliath, and then he got the anointing, the new heart, and then the struggle was so. After that, he was running on around. You know the story. For about 15 years, David was running around, running for his life. For about 15 years. And there was a series of attacks attempted by Saul to kill him. Counting for 21 attempts to kill him. Now, eventually, as we're going to see, how I wish you will read, we're going to go through it, but when you get back home, I want you to read 1 Samuel. 1 Samuel chapter 27, 1 Samuel chapter 28, 1 Samuel chapter 29, and 1 Samuel chapter 30. Some of the events in these chapters could be confusing. When you just read, if you just read newspaper, it could be confusing. So you have to study these events to understand that. In this part, you will see David. David here, at a point in time when he was running around, he was so tired, he was so weary, and he thought, what can I do? How can I finally run away from Saul? So he thought in his heart, he said, I will go to the enemies of Israel, the Philistines. I will go there and stay. If I go there and stay, Saul will not look for me again. Can you imagine the enemies? Look at the enemies of this nation. The enemies of this nation. And somebody said, okay, you are going to be the king, or you are going to be the next president, and then there's an existing president, and that president who is now existing said he's going to kill the one that has just been anointed or to be the next president. And the next president said, I will go and live in the country of the worst enemies of this country. How do you look at that? The Bible was explaining things. David wrote a psalm, Psalm 110, and he said, if you look at Psalm 110, just read from verse 1, say, the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand, till I make your enemies your footstool. The Lord shall send the Lord of your strength out of Zion, rule in the midst of your enemies. So, in the midst of the enemies, David desired to rule. So, look at 1 Samuel chapter 27. 1 Samuel chapter 27. And David said in his heart, now I shall perish someday by the hand of Saul. There is nothing better for me than that I should speedily escape to the land of the Philistines, and Saul will despair the son of Monah, the king of Gad. So David went with active at Gad. He and his men, each man with his household, and David with his 2 wives, Abner and the Abigail. They were both dwelling there. So he went there and dwelled. You remember Gad? Can you remember Gad very well? You remember Goliath? Right? Goliath from Philistine, right? From what? From where? Gad. So when Saul heard that David has gone to stay in that place, he said, that is it. There's nothing else I can do. Because, Saul was running around when Goliath was making noise, he can't do anything. It was David that really killed Goliath, right? Now David now went to the same city, to the same place where Goliath came from, Philistine, the worst enemy of Israel, to dwell there. He took a risk. He said, if I want to die now, let me die right now. You know that by the situation in our lives, we think that, look, that is it. I will take the worst risk. If I'm going to die, let me die. And I know some of us have not gone to that level. The level where you say, yes, that is it. What is the worst that happened for man to die? Now I will go in there. So David went in there. And look at verse 4. And it was so Saul that David had fled to God. So it sought him no more. He did what? Sought him no more. So for David to have rest after running around for all these years, he said, now I will go to the enemies. Stay there, Saul will not look for me. And truly speaking, Saul did not look for him. Because Saul cannot go back to Philistine to say he's going to fight them. They were thorns in the flesh of Israel. Are you with me today? God is greater than that. Your enemies. God can make you to rule in the midst of your enemies. The worst thing people fear most is enemies. And the way the false prophets are eating deep on people is enemies. If they just tell you, oh, this is your enemy, we're going to fight for you, you will pour out everything in your hands because you want to overcome enemies. I will tell you the truth. The first day you are born, you have enemies. The last day you're going to leave this world, you're going to have enemies. Even at death, you will still have enemies. Even after you have passed, people can still remember and still want to pursue you. But there's nothing else you can do. If you kill somebody one time, but you kill the second time, that's why the Bible says don't fear someone who can just kill your flesh. You cannot kill your soul. So he went in to stay with his enemy. At a point in time, David went to the king, Achish, and said, look, I cannot be staying with you in this place. You are the king. Give me a city. And the king gave him a city called Ziklag. And was dwelling in Ziklag. Because of that, I want to jump. Now, if you look at chapter 28, read these chapters when you get home yourself. Now, remember one thing that even after David was anointed to be king over Israel, and he was running around with all this trouble that came along with him, he had no total rest, but he got a plan in his heart to do what God is willing to do. To take his time, not to force the door open. To take the time so that the destiny of his life will unveil. See, one thing that we are going to see towards the end, one thing that really touched me about the life of David was that when God anointed him, he anointed him to be king over the whole Israel, right? Even with all the trouble, eventually Saul died. Do you know after Saul died, David was not allowed to rule over the whole tribes of Israel. David only ruled over one tribe, Judah, at Hebron, for 7.5 years. But he took his school. Until after a while, when Saul died, some people are still loyal to Saul. We're going to get there, and so they made Ishbosheth one of the sons of Saul, to rule over the 11 tribes, and only one tribe was loyal to David. But David did not force himself. Can you imagine? You are ordained by God, you are anointed by God to rule a nation. A nation of 12 states. A nation of 12 states. After you run around, you say, I'm not going to give the king who is ruling over these nations. And then eventually the king died, and then they said, now come and be the king. And then 11 states said, you cannot be king over us. We are still loyal to Saul. So we're going to make the son of Saul to be our king. And Judah said, okay, come and rule over us. And he went to rule over Judah. He was anointed by Judah again. David just keep having anointing service. Was just keep having anointing service. So it was anointed by the children, the people of the tribe of Judah, and it was ruled over them in Hebron. Year 1, tell somebody. Year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, 6, 7 years was there. He took his school. Until the people now came back to him after the Ishbosheth died. They came back to him and said, now come and rule over us. We're going to get there. Anyway, in chapter 28, now it happened in those days that the Philistines gathered their armies together for war to fight with Israel. So the Philistines now gathered to fight with Israel. Remember David lives now in Philistine. Are you listening now? And his city given to him was Siglag. So they asked, David now was talking to the king Achish and said, I want to go with you to fight Israelites. See, when you read this chapter, sometimes it's confusing. And listen, this is the time you can understand it. So David was living in the land of the enemies. And the enemies of God said, we are going to go and fight the children of God. David said, I want to go with you. So David went with them. With all the 600 men. Remember, the 600 men, I don't know how many of you can be so faithful like that. For about 15 years, 600 men with their wives and their children, they were all moving with David from camp to camp. 600 men, faithful men. So David took all these 600 men to go and fight with the enemies of God against the children of God. So they went in. But look at what happened. When they got to the battle, I want to jump quickly in chapter 29. Let's go straight to chapter 29 because of time. The Philistines gathered together all their armies at Aphek, and the Israelites encamped by Fontaine, which is in Jeshurun. Are you with me today?
Yes, sir.
Are you following these things? Yeah. This is the key. David now wants to go with the enemies of God to go and fight the people of God. Okay? That is the key. That's what we are now. Now in verse 2 it says, and the laws of the Philistines passed in a review by hundreds and by thousands. So the laws of the Philistines, not that they don't trust King Achish, but they want to see who are the armies that are going with us. So they were doing inspections. So when they got to let me read that verse again. And the laws, I'm on 1 Samuel chapter 29 verse 2 now. And the laws of the Philistines passed in review by hundreds and by thousands. But David and his men passed in review at the near with Achish. Then the princes of the Philistines said, what are these Hebrews doing here? Let me talk like the generals. The generals, they asked the king Achish, what are these Hebrews doing here? We are going to fight Hebrews. The Hebrews are with us here. Are they not spies? But let's see what happened. And Achish said to the princes of the Philistines, is this not David, the servant of Saul, king of Israel, who has been with me these days? I trust him, and do it. Let him go. Let him go with us. Oh, verse 4. Don't go to verse 4. But the princes of the Philistines were angry with him. So the princes of the Philistines said to the king, make this fellow return, but he may go back to the place which you have appointed for him. Let him go back to Siglag. He's not going to go with us. And do not let him come down with us to battle. Let in the battle he become our adversary, for with what could he reconcile? For with what could he reconcile himself to his master? If not with the heads of these men. That is, Saul is going to lead the battle, right? And David is going to be fighting against Saul. He could say, I don't want to touch God's anointed. He got two opportunities to kill him. He was not going to kill him. He understand that he should not touch God's anointed or put his hand on the anointing of God in his life, because Saul was anointed by God. So say it's not going to go with us. So when they got to verse 5, the princes demanded Achish, the king, that listen very carefully. Don't lose your mind. Listen, verse 5 says, is this not David, of whom they sang to one another in dances, saying, Saul has slain his thousands, and David his 10,000? Is it not David that killed Goliath, one of our own? We want him to go with us to go and fight the enemies. His own people, the Jews? No. So they sent David back. David was totally depressed when they sent him back. David said to them, that verse is so funny. David said, if you look at Look at verse 8. So David said to Achish, but what have I done? What have I done? I'm with you. What have I done? Why are you going to send me back? What is happening? They said go back. So he went back. Now let's jump. Because of time, let's jump. In chapter 39, chapter 10, 1 Samuel 10. This is where we're going. So the journey from the battlefront to Ziklag, the city given to David in the land of Philistines, it will take 3 days. So David returned back. Remember, they traveled 3 days with his army, 600 men. They came back 600 men. By the time they were approaching Ziklag, the whole place has been burned by the Amalekites. Everything burned. And they took all the wives, all their children, they took everything. They took everything away. Now it happened when David and his men came to Ziklag on the 3rd day that the Amalekites had invaded the south and Ziklag, attacked Ziklag and burned it with fire, and had taken captive the women and those who were there. From small to great, they did not kill anyone but carried them away and went their way. That would be the answer of God. For them not to have killed anyone. If you read those chapters as story, you will see how David was going to attack those people. Even when he was in Ziklag, attacking them, taking their things to the city in Ziklag. So they are paying back now. But they don't kill. If we kill everybody when anytime he goes to attack. But these people did not kill anyone. That will be the hands of God. Listen, God is greater than your enemy. Even when you are not in control, even when you don't know anything, God will continue to guide everything that has to do with you. Be not afraid. God is greater than every noise anything can make in your life. God is greater than any challenge anything can bring to your life. Because He knows everything, He can do all things. God secured everything belonging to David and all his men. So look at what happened to David. Verse 4. Remember, I told you one of the tools enemy can use is discouragement. Here, David was totally discouraged. All the men with him were totally discouraged. Verse 4. Then David and the people who were with him lifted up their voices and went until they had no more power to win. David, of all people, anointed by God, having power, having the new hand, was totally tired and discouraged. They went until they cannot weep again. Because of what? They are taking their children, they are taking their wives, they are taking everything belonging to them. Where will they start? Look at what the people did. I don't know if you face this kind of situation, but I know that David will rescue in the mighty name of Jesus. Yeah. Nobody to encourage David. Nobody to encourage him. Can you imagine if a leader of organization is crying, is weeping? And the presidents are also, the vice presidents are also weeping. Managers are also weeping. Now, who will encourage who? Nobody. Only God. So that is why you have to trust God. God is the only one who can encourage you. God is the only one who can help you. God is the only one who can give you strength. Amen? And David's 2 wives, all of them taken away. So now, they started to cry, but look at it. And David's 2 wives, Amnon the Jezreelite and Abigail the widow of the Nabal Carmelite, had been taken captive. Now David was greatly distressed, for the people spoke of stoning him, because the son of all the people was grieved. Every man for his sons and his daughters. But David strengthened himself in the Lord his God. The only way David can get strength was in the Lord. The people with him said, we are going to kill you by a bad luck to us. You are a bad luck. We've been running around with you. We get the opportunity to kill this man. We will have had rest. We said we are not going to kill him. Now look at the mess we put ourselves. Our wives have been taken away. Our children have been taken away. Everything we get has been taken away. We're going to kill you. We're going to do what? They wanted to stone him. But he strengthened himself in the Lord. Let's jump. So, David now decided to go after those that took all that he got. Because David knew that these Amalekites are from those areas, the Egyptian area, where if they capture their wives and capture their daughters, they're going to give them out for wives. This is the approach of the Boko Haram. If they capture anyone single, they say, oh, you are circumcised. We're going to give you to the enemies for marriage. They will take all those children, all those girls, and give husband to them. said, let us quickly go after this so we can try our best. Verse 18. So David now went after. The story is so long, you read it, but when you get to verse 18, so David recovered all that Amalekites had carried away. And David rescued his wife, and nothing of theirs was lacking, either small or great, sons or daughters, spoil or anything which they had taken from them. David recovered all. Then David took all the flocks and herds they had driven before those other dashed up, and said, This is David's spoil. Everything that has been stolen by enemy, you will recover the name of Jesus. God is better than that. Look back to your life. Look back to the past. Everything that you have stolen, that the enemy has stolen, everything that you have lost, you will recover them in the mighty name of Jesus. If God says yes, nobody can say no. God strengthened David. David was able to do what? Recover everything stolen by the enemies. Because God is greater than that. So when they were going, there's another part I want you to learn here before we close. While they were going, the 600 men with David were very tired. They got to a place to cross the river. Some of them said they cannot go because they are tired. So, verse 9. So David went and he and the 600 men who were with him and came to the brook Besor, where those 10 who were left behind. But David pursued. So some of them said they were tired and they stayed in that group. So verse 10. But David pursued, he and 400 men, for 200 stayed behind, who were so weary that they could not cross the brook Besor. So out of 600 men, 200 said, we are tired, king, we can't go again with you. So they stayed. I want you to listen to this part, this aspect. They were tired because it took them three days to go to the battlefront, 3 days to come back. They got back to the city, they had burned down everything, they had women everything, so they don't even feel like eating anything. You know, that will be thing that will happen to somebody and then you will lose appetite. This Sunday they continue to pursue the enemies. So they got to this place to cross the river. 200 men said, we cannot cross, we are tired. So they stay behind. Only 400 went with him. So when the 400 went with him, after they got everything, they came back. So in verse 21, when they came back, they got everything and got all that those enemies got. They came back with good material things. Verse 21. Now David came to the 200 men who had been so weary that they could not follow David, whom they also had made to stay at the brook Besor. So they went out to meet David and to meet the people who were with him. And when David came near the people, he greeted them. Then all the wicked and worthless men of those who went with David answered and said, because they did not go with us, we will not give them any of the spoil that we have recovered, except for every man's wife and children, that they may lead them away and depart. They said, hey king, these 200 people, they are lazy folks. They are not going to get anything from what we got. What we can do is give them their wives, give them their children. Sephini is finished. David said, no, my brethren, you shall not do so with what the Lord has given us, who has preserved us and delivered into our hands the two that came against us. David declared that it is not by their power, not by their mind, it was by the Spirit of God, by the power of God, that they were able to recover all that had been stolen. Any achievement in your life is not by your power.
Oh, yes.
Don't take glory in anything.
That's right.
Anything that you have gotten is not your power. If you have the opportunity to extend hands of fellowship to somebody, do it.
Absolutely.
Then you say, we can't do that because we did not win this battle by our power. We cannot share with these people. You see why they call David a man after God's own heart? How many of you can do that? When you need somebody most, he decided you. Now there is a time for comfort, time for celebration. It's not coming to let us share together. As human beings, you will say, share what? What if they kill us over there? So the men that were with him, they were taking that way, they were taking as woman. But David said, no, we cannot do that. Let us share with them. Verse 24, for who will give you in this matter? But as his part is, as his part is, who goes down to the battle, so shall his part be, who stay by the supplies, they shall share alike. The one who goes and fight the battle, and the one who stays at home, we share the same thing. So it was from that day forward, he made it a statute and an ordinance for Israel to this day. That when somebody stays behind and someone goes to fight the battle, when you bring anything, you must share together. You know, they say back home that if hunter will remember all the suffering in the battle, when he kill anything and bring home, he will not even give his wife to eat for it. But you cannot think that way. You cannot think that way. He shared his spoil. You see, David did not know that all this suffering was passing through. Really, in the midst of his enemies, Saul is about to die. So eventually, if you read chapter 31, Saul died in the battle. And David was free. And that's where I'm going. You would have thought that now that David was free, because Saul is dead, he will now reign over the whole Israel. The joy of a man only God understands. He did not reign over the whole Israel. He did not reign over the whole Israel. For 7.5 years after the death of Saul, David was just reigning over one tribe. Don't force the door open. The Lord the Almighty knows the destiny He has prepared for your life.
Amen.
At God's own time, during the Lord's day, He will make everything beautiful.
Amen.
Tell somebody, the Lord will make everything beautiful.
The Lord will make everything beautiful.
It's a kind of process. When you are passing through the process, don't shortcut the process. If God said the process is going to be 1 year, let it pass. And at the end, there will be a product. The product will be palatable. But when you shortcut the process, it's not good. So at the end, if you look, let's jump because time, I'm going to conclude. At the end, finally, if you see 2 Samuel chapter 5, we're going to read it and stop. 2 Samuel chapter 5, we'll just read from verses 1 to 5. Then all the tribes of Israel came to David at Hebron and spoke, saying, at this point in time, remember, Abner is dead, all those people that were really against David, all of them dead. Even the king that was ruled over 11 tribes, only reigned for like 2 years, is dead. So they came to David, all of them came to David and said, saying, indeed, we are your bone and your flesh. They came on their own. You understand now? They didn't have power to go and fight those tribes and force them back. No. He did what we call the mature reconciliation. Verse 2. Also in time past, when Saul was king over us, you were the one who led Israel up and brought them in. And the Lord said to you, you shall shepherd my people Israel and be ruler over Israel. Not over one tribe. Over Israel. Therefore, all the elders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, and King David made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord, and they anointed David king over Israel. They now anointed him again that, okay, you get one anointing by Samuel. Samuel is not dead. You get one anointing by the tribe of Judah, okay? But I want to give you another anointing, so you can rule over all the 12 tribes. In Hebron, now look at verse 5. In Hebron, he reigned over Judah 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem, he reigned 33 years over all Israel and Judah. Taking how many years now? About 40 years he reigned. And he started to reign when he was about 30 years old. For the 40 years of his life, was so productive. Today, if you talk of Abraham, the patriarch, and you talk of Moses, you cannot but talk of David. Because only God can do that in his life. God is bigger than that. I don't know. I want you to take notice of the life of David. How he lived his life, how he kept his cool, how he had a heart like that, the heart of God, how he liked to react like God we react to any situation. Are you a Christian? Are you born again? Have you given your life to Jesus Christ? You need not to panic. In any situation you may find yourself, you remember that devil always uses his weapon against you at every point in time. Weapon of fear. And God said, do not be afraid. 365 times God said in the Bible, do not be afraid. He will use the weapon of doubt. Want you to doubt the promises of God because of situation you may find yourself. He may use the weapon of insecurity. Try to make you not to be secure. Then you will jump in from one place to another and you are not secure. You fear everything. When you fear, insecurity will come in, and doubt will come in, and finally, devil can use the weapon of discouragement. Are we today? Even people that are powerful are discouraged in the Bible. David was so discouraged because of the situation he was finding himself. But at the end of the day, he strengthened himself in the Lord. When all these weapons, devil may be using this weapon on you. Remember the key. What is the key? Strengthen yourself in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Depend on the Lord. He will not leave you nor forsake you. His promises are yea and amen. The Lord is so faithful, is solid, is reliable. It's greater than that. It's greater than anything that you may be facing right now. It's greater than any situation you may find yourself. It's greater than any need of your life. Is it a need that has to do with your health? The Lord is greater than that. Is it something that will make your life better? The Lord is greater than that. Everything you need, the Lord knows. All the water you will drink, every gallon of the water you will drink for the rest of your life, God knows. And He will provide. Every pound of food you are going to eat the whole of your life, God knows. And He will provide. Every trip you will go in your life, every danger you will face, the Lord knows. And He will see you through in the mighty name of Jesus.